hopefully. It's so weird. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the notification to come up. What? Come support the local queen? Yeah, well, I bet I've got my crucible gear on. Alright, let's do this. Oh my god, Benny, mad respect for you having the... Where to start with that? Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, but usually when you shoot them, they've never done that before. Oh, I don't know. Anyway. You ready, Fade?
Yeah, just.
Oh, subclasses. Doesn't really matter too much. Add clear supers and all should be good. Suggest Xenophage. If not, doesn't really matter too much. Just some good add clear weapons, and yeah, we should be fine. Right.
Alright.
So the first thing we're going to talk about in this encounter is the buff. Now, this raid will have a special buff throughout the whole thing, so we'll quickly talk about it now and how it works. In front of us here is the buff. Inside of it, it will give you a buff called Witch's Blessing, and this buff lasts for a minute. Now, the way Witch's Blessing works is it allows you to shoot. So, for example, this knight here, at the moment, is immune, but if you have the Witch's Blessing, you can destroy the knight. Now, the Witch's Blessing is also a trade-off buff. So what I mean by that is, while it allows you to shoot certain enemies, it also stops you from shooting certain enemies too. Oh, I might be able to kill these knights. I might not be able to kill acolytes or scroll. So basically, that just means you need a mix of players with the buff and players who do not have the buff on the team. So that's the enemies in this first encounter. Now, this area is split onto 3 different sides. We've left side, got mid, and we've got right. And we're basically going to split the team into 3 groups of 2. As in, a team of 2 on each side. So I'm just going to quickly organise that now. What we do is we will have Jess and Benny on the left side, have Wanted and Spec in the middle, and then we will have myself and Fade on the right. Now, the Witch's Blessing, like I said, lasts No, I'm just going to quickly show you how to get rid of the Witch's Blessing. Now, at the back of the Witch's Vessel, and this Witch's Vessel is going to be coming up in every encounter. The way it works is pretty simple. When the encounter actually begins, there'll be this kind of purple circle, radius around the Witch's Vessel, and you'll actually be able to physically shoot the vessel right here. If we have one buffed player and one non-buffed player shooting the vessel at the same time, will just be switched. So if you had the buff, you will then lose it,
and if you didn't have the buff, you will gain it. So it basically switches your buff if you had it or if you didn't have it.
Now, there is only one switching vessel on this encounter, so this just means we need all 6 of us to switch. So
When we are all grouping up at the vessel, please don't shoot,
please don't shoot it until all 6 of us are in it, otherwise we might miss someone switching. This will mean they lose their buff when they die.
or someone doesn't gain it, and it causes an imbalance of
Balance of buff players and non-buff players. So
all we got to do is just all group up on it and make sure every single person is there. Now, I'll start talking about the encounter now, but there is one we need to know about, and these are void crystals. Now, void
spawn in sets of 3, one on each side, left, middle, and right. They aren't destroyed when they're right.
is easy. You just need one buff player and one non-buff player to shoot them at the same time. Now, this isn't some
This isn't some sort of DPS test. Every weapon does 1 damage. So as long as you're shooting at it with whatever, it will destroy it as long as your teammate who is buff doesn't are shooting it at the same time. Now we are put this one, so me
up the buff to begin the encounter. And that way, on each team of 2, we've got a buff player and a non-buff player. Now, we're going to go back to our original sides and then of enemies. There are going to be waves of knights and acolytes and thrall. So remember, the buff player can shoot the knights, I believe, and then the non-buff player can shoot the acolytes and thrall. So all you've got to just make sure that you do is keep
kill are going to start killing your teammate. So you need to just make sure you're doing as much killing as you can to the enemies. Now one little visual indicator which always helps to know is that enemies
opposite buff to you glow white, and those are the enemies that you just can't shoot at all. So just look out, you just can't shoot. Now, on the second wave of enemies, nothing special happens apart from there'll be the and whoever's on the left side. Basically, whoever's in middle, so Spec and Wanted, you guys are fine. But Benny and Fade, you guys need to kind of know how this part works, because the Boomer Acolytes that spawn in, so when they spawn in, just make sure you're ready to kill them. Now, talking about myself here, any long range weapons, I'm running Recluse Mountaintop, so I will need to jump up here on the second wave of enemies just in case it's me. So if you guys have to do that, then make sure you remember. Now, after the second wave of enemies, the first set of void crystals spawn in. So in your teams of 2, you just find it on your side, inside of the witch's vessels so that we all switch. This means that in each team of 2, we still have one buff player and one non-buff player. We always want to keep that balance. Now, as soon as we switch, what's going to happen is Jess is going to put down her well right here, and there's going to be 2 boss ogres that spawn in, one on the right side and one on the left. One of the ogres will be a buffed ogre, and one of them will be a non-buff. So, you know, just for a heads up, me, Wanted, and Jess can shoot one of them, you 3 can shoot. Now, as soon as the ogres are down, what we're going to do is we're all shoot them and destroy them, and then we finish off the final enemies, and that's round 1 done. And this encounter is on a 4-round cycle, so we have to do that 4 times. Now, I'm just going to go over it one more time to simplify it, because this encounter with all the new mechanics might sound difficult, but it is very simple. So finish off the round. That's it, and we repeat that 4 times. So all you've got to focus on in this encounter is make sure you're killing the ads that you're able to kill. Experienced player on your team so that they can help you find them. Once your crystals are down, just make sure when we're doing the ogre part, just about deaths, because if we have someone that dies with the buff, that is quite dangerous. Which, if one of our buff players has died, they would skip the vessel, and that way the 2-2-2 with one buff player and one non-buff player still applies, because that way one of them's missing and you still have one buff player, one non-buff player between your team. But don't worry about that. If you can survive, you don't need to worry about that. I'll remind you of who's going to be in the vessel at what times. Just focus on clearing ads and crystals, and we should be fine. This first encounter isn't too bad. So, if you guys go over to your sides, and we'll give this one a go. But feel free to use supers whenever. It may be advised if you use your supers on the ogres. Right, original sides, and here we go.
Yeah, you can do that.
Right above us on the pillar.
They're feeling a troll.
Got a well down from Jess. And remember, we've got our
Alright,
boss
yeah, I'm
ogres
super.
spawning in on the left and on the right. Go. Sides down. Still got the one on the right, no damage at the moment.
Oh, it's like again.
Right, you guys work on that
Yeah.
ogre.
Nice down.
Right, so finish off these. Oh, what's our timer on the buff, guys?
3 seconds.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
That's alright. We're just gonna have everyone switch again.
Alright.
Right, let's go.
Alright.
Eyes in the back spec.
Double check.
I was in the top corner.
Right, make sure everyone switch.
Sorry.
Do you have well?
No.
I've got a bubble. Right, and we've got ogres coming. Alright, kill your ogre. Right, everyone switch quick. Boss is in the mid.
Eyes in front spec.
stand side.
I think I realised what they might put up as shield, Michael. I think they just do it when one of the shots get near them. Weird. Yeah, because I missed, like I was shooting at the ogre and I missed the knight and he still put up a shield, he was still in full health.
So you want to die?
My controller keeps on drifting. I'm actually right. I think I just need to use this one. Like, use.
Come on.
What, have you got a newer one?
No, I've got older ones that haven't been used so much.
I see.
Like,
Right, boomers are spawning.
Yeah, I need to get a new one soon because mine's starting to die.
Yep.
Oh. He just fell off the
Oh,
map.
they fell off the map.
Ours in the back stack.
Nice. I'm guessing you have well, Jess, yeah?
That juicy healing.
Ogre's coming in soon.
Alright.
Ours in the back spec.
Right.
it's just right back.
Ignice.
Fucking mate.
Right, there we go.
I like how everyone just ran over to the left side for some reason.
That's the place to be.
Yeah.
And there we go. That's round 3.
Ours in the middle spec.
Right. Right, I've got the bubble for this one.
Right.
Was that a buff there? No, no.
How was it?
Forget the ogre for now. We're gonna have to do crystals. Crystals.
Ours in the back.
There we go.
Ah, he's on no health.
Right, we're gonna have to switch quickly, guys.
It'll be
Yeah, good save, good save. Hey, nice. Well done, guys. GG.
Oh, that's rough.
Fuck off, Robbie.
I'm a jumpy boy. Ten out of 10 shooting.
Alright, up we go. Oh, what?
Really?
Yep.
Fuck off, Robbie.
Nope. The hell, why won't it...
Lose your founder perks, Robbie.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Alright, just for here.
I'm very sorry, Jess, you may push me off if you want.
No, I know what your plan is. Yeah. Just
I wasn't going to
smack
actually
the fuck
dodge it.
off, Robbie.
You'll want some kind of longer range weapons on here. Don't worry about using a special weapon, just use some primary ones like an auto or pulse. We've just got a little bit of a parkour section here. Basically, here is there's going to be loads of different void crystals spawning in, so we just need to make sure that we all shoot them as a team. We're going to kind of keep it so me, Jess and Wanted will pick up the buff to begin with here, but obviously we will be switching throughout the whole thing. The only new thing in this encounter is that there'll be some void crystals in protective bubbles. This just means the bubble, you have to go inside of the bubble to actually shoot. Team is jumping up buff. So I might say something like, okay, I've got the buff on the right, and someone else say, I've got the buff on the left, and I've got non-buff on right, you know, just stuff like that, so we know. It's pretty easy. Right, you ready, Jess? 3, 2, 1. Right, so this crystal here is going to be in a bubble, so you have to come forward and then shoot it.
I've got left. Oh, that is right side. May I get a number on that? It's gone.
Shoot, shoot.
Oh, yeah. That way you're going. Always just 2 at a time or 1. Don't worry too much. Okay, right. 3, 2, 1. No. Oh. It's okay if you quickly just jump off the edge and then that way it'll be even. Yeah, because you got the buff, so you'll lose it when you're done.
Guardian down.
I've got buff left.
Rip on you.
I've got a non-buff on left.
I'll get the buff on right. Or I'll fall.
Guardian down.
Benny, if you help me.
Guardian down.
Bit quicker on destroying the crystals and stuff. Just make sure we're all calling out, okay?
Haha, I live.
So cool. 3, 2.
I didn't get it. No, I got stuck down.
Sorry.
I'm gonna need 2 buffs anyway. Yeah, I got left.
Buff. Non-buff left.
Oh, what the hell? That was weird.
Non-buff left.
Jeez.
Guardian
Alright.
down.
We're just killing something.
Oh no, yeah.
I got non-buff, right? Or nope, you got left.
I got buff on left. I'll go right.
Gotcha.
Buff left.
Oh, Jesus.
Robbie, fuck.
You also pushed me off.
I need a buff left.
That's time we're even now anyway, so.
Yeah, it worked for the better. So we both pushed each other off, but I managed to survive because I'm a hunter.
No, you managed to fight to survive 100.
Yeah, that's all true.
Okay.
That's what hunters are after all.
Oh, I've got the
Oh
buff
no,
here.
really.
You okay, Jess?
No.
I got a buff.
I just saw it happen to the screen. Oh, I'm out of ammo.
Alright, I've got buff on right.
I got buff on left.
I don't know what I meant. Why did I do that jump? Why did I do stupid fucking jumps that don't do it?
Non-buffs.
Guardian
No.
down.
Fuck.
There's still one left anyway.
Shoot the vessel. Hey, we done it. Hey.
There you go. Oh, can I like yeet you off again, Michael?
It didn't work last time.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it'll work this time. Man, who doesn't like Crown? How could you not love this beautiful raid? Oh, I got the Curate shotgun and arms.
I love Crown. I just really wish that we weren't playing on Xbox.
That's a bit harsh. Why don't you just like plug in your keyboard into your Xbox?
Oh yes, because I have another fucking desk right in front of my TV, don't I?
Or Benny, let me push you. Stand right here.
Don't let him do it.
I mean, you
He
have
did it really shit.
Just sit down.
Yeah.
it doesn't work well unless I use Tesseract.
Picked it up. Machine gun.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty
beautiful.
Looks good though.
It's great for Cruise, but it's one of the heavy hitting ones, like the strong ones from Destiny 1.
It's like nice.
Sticks.
On Word.
64.
So what's the weapon case with set?
Yeah. So on this encounter, we'll want to make sure that we have our Whirlwind Blade swords on. That's really. They're also very close range weapons, so a shotgun and an SMG would be the best choice. I love this.
Alright, that's sec.
Otherwise,
Oh,
from the
that was some slides.
we get top tree tethers, and then yeah.
No.
So you want me to swap over?
What's that?
Do you want me to swap over to my bubble?
Yeah,
now?
if you can.
I've got Phoenix Cradles on right now.
Ads for the bottom three and last longer.
Getting faster and
Yeah. Two bubbles at work.
right.
Spicy.
Sure.
Oh, and
What's the shotgun one?
So
Ooh.
this area that we're gonna get the boss and boss fight. First thing through is actually the area that we're in. There are three different sides to this map, and where we're standing right now, this is step side. Over there is the dog side, and over there is the void side. So we're gonna team of 2 to each one. So myself and Fade, we're gonna be on the step side. We're gonna have Jess and Benny over on the void side, and Wanted and Spec over on the dog side. Now there are these kind of golden bars which separate each like kind of side, and in this separate us. Aren't actually stuck with our teammate inside of. Now, encounter is where it starts to get a little bit more complicated. When the encounter begins, each side is actually going to start off with something different, so you'll have to know what to do. Now, I'm going to be sides 1 to 3 because that's kind of the. Now, we're going to be fighting the Deception boss. This is the guy that we're going to end up killing. So I'm just going to go through how this encounter works. So side 1, whoever is side 1, they will start off with the buff. So whoever's always get. That's just. So if you are side. It adds like. Now, because your side has the buff, this means one of you can and one of you can capitalize. So make sure you're. Now, if you're side number 2, you have nothing special. You're just killing ads like normal. Very, very simple. And if you're side number 2, you're going to get. Now, the boss is going to be on your side the whole time, and the goal of your side is to. Buy as much. Now, if you get these killers that stand on to him. He's a Cabal Gladiator. Going to be going in. Now, if you are using, I must stress, you're just spending the whole time standing. You're not going to be able to cancel range. So listen up. What you need to do when the ants spawn, shotgun them, and then as soon as they're done, jump back up on the pillar, and while you're waiting for the next enemies, this is where you can chill so that the boss isn't killing you. Now, for myself and Fade on step side, we don't have those big pillars. So we've just got to kind of make sure we're always on the move. But if worse comes to worse, we have got these boxes at the back, which do also protect us.
Now, I'm just going to explain the rest of this. So we're going to put
Step side. Now, just for a heads up, the sides always rotate around clockwise. So
what I mean by that is this is side 1, over back, opposite side, and that's one. And if we do side, then steps always goes round. So step side is I will be grabbing the together. Now this also means
as the boss, so Benny and Jess kind of need to be very careful killing ads from a distance. Now what's going to happen is, once all the wizards are down on every side, an ogre is going to spawn in on every single side. We just need to make sure we take them down very, very quickly. Now if your side has the buff, only the
buff player. So in this example, right, I would the ogre. Now once
the ogres are killed, the first witch's vessel
is activated. Now the way
vessel works in this encounter is we're using the vessels to pass the buff onto the next team. So the first witch's vessel that opens up is the one that connects side 1 to side 2. So in this example, if step side is 1 and dogs is 2, then this is the vessel that would activate. Now in this vessel, we need a specific, we need
all of the team
because me and Fade, we
need to swap. So I lose it. That way we keep it. Now we only need one person. Both people jump to, they both get the buff. To keep it consistent, if
side 2, me, Jess, or Wanted
always get the buff. Just to keep it consistent, if Wanted, grab the buff,
switch. Now when we get this witch's vessel switch off, the wall between step side and dog side is actually going to go down, which means we can go into each other's sides. But that doesn't mean we are, we're just going to stick to our original sides like normal. We go back and we do the exact same thing. We clear more ads, acolytes, wizards.
Once all the wizards are down, another set of ogres to kill them. Remember, this is a 2 buff, only the buff. Ogre. Now once all the ogres, that's the one.
Side 2 with side 3. So it's going to be
This one. Now in this final, every
to switch. So every single person, all 6 of us. So make sure that we all group up here before we shoot it, and as soon as we shoot it, the wall will go down. Now you may be thinking, why doesn't this give an imbalance of buffs and non-buffs?
yes it does. It's gonna give us 4 buff players and 2.
Now the reason why we do this is because of DPS phase. As soon as we get this final vessel off, we move straight to DPS phase. And this is where we try to kill the Deception. Now you'll notice that the Deception has this shield around him, and we need to take this shield down before we can damage him. And it's very simple. To take down his shield, you need one
buff player. Punch him at the fine. Now when this shield
nearby, you lose the buff. So this is actually how you get rid of the buff during the DPS phase. So the player with the buff who's going in for the punch will lose their buff. Now during the DPS phase,
and then that way, another buff player. So with the buff players, that way. Now there is an important.
so important that you remember. Now, when
only one person or person going in with their buff. Everyone else, make sure they don't more buffs at the damage phase. So as soon as the DPS phase is pull out, okay, I've got first.
means that's the person who's going in for the punch. Every other buff player, stay back so that you do not lose it. Now, by stay back, I don't mean this. This isn't staying back. Staying back is this, because his
Aura is quite big. Just make sure you're staying
far away from him. Now, if you have the buff,
can't even damage players can damage you. But if you have the buff and you're not
There is no reason they're near them. So important. Far away from it. Now remember, we'll have 4 buff players, so once that first goes in and gets, then discuss second punch, third punch. That way we can get 4 good DPS phases. Now if you're on buff, it doesn't matter. You just stay in, you keep meleeing, it doesn't matter because you've got nothing to lose. You can do DPS phase the whole. But you just stay with and start damaging them. But it's important that the buff players stay back, punch. Now, as soon as we get to DPS phase, we get 3 damage phases, be able to kill him. So just make sure you're being very careful there. We have 2 bubbles and a well, and so we should always have some good debuffs and buffs. The main part of this encounter is just being able to survive on our sides. DPS phase is easy. It's just the phases before, when you have side 1, past part, because if we get any deaths, remember that there's only 2 people per side. So let's pretend I die twice. That means phase token for me, and that's a wipe. So we just need to make sure we're being very, very careful, and we should be good. One final recap. Side 1, me, Jess and Wanted will always grab the buff. We clear ads like normal. Once all the ogres have been myself, Jess or Wanted will pick it up if we're side 2. Clear ads like normal, and then once all the ogres are down, everyone switches on the final Witch's Vessel, and then we figure out who's got the first, the second, the third, and the 4th punch. Every buff player stays back until it's their turn, and then we kill them. It's pretty we give it a go. Obviously there's a lot to remember, but you'll realise that this encounter does happen very quickly. It's pretty simple once you get into it. Just make sure you're especially the bosses on your that might make like, oh, I don't want to go near the enemies, but if you leave the enemies up, that's so much more of a problem, because when you're not killing your enemies, the ogre isn't going to counter will die because they run out of time. So please make sure. Much it for this one. I think we'll be good to give this one a go. So if we get back to our original sites, and we'll start this one off. What's going on in general chat? I think someone got one.
Yeah, 2 people did on the first try, I think.
Oh my god.
Saber and Jay.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Yeah, it's Neko.
Wow, imagine putting
Side
both
1 is
on
void
fence
side,
instead.
so Jess will be grabbing the buff there. Right, so we're just clearing that side corner.
Alright, I'll sit back then.
Is there an ogre still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's almost
Forgot
out.
my sword wasn't charged.
And there we go. Right, everyone switch here, Benny. Benny, you switch. Nice, there we go. And back to...
What's up?
I lied. Half the way around. Oh no, look at me, experienced player.
Man, I'm actually shaking right now.
Oh, I've just got to quickly take it down.
The ogre's gonna be yours, silly.
And everyone is...
Oh jeez. You get these rolls for me.
Okay. Right, everyone over to the vessel. Benny, you...
Oh, boss on top of me.
Right,
Sorry,
everyone
everyone.
Ah, no.
I'll get first
Oh,
punch.
damn it, I got thrown out.
Right, everyone stay away.
I got
Everyone
this.
stay away. Everyone stay away. Everyone stay away. Right, going in for the punch. Spec, you're very close. You're very close. You get away.
Yep.
You get away. Right, there we go. Bubbles going down.
First setter.
There we go.
Oh shit.
I'll get it.
There you go. There you
Alright.
go. There you go. Right, second punch, and you come.
Alright.
What did you get?
Where the hell is it?
Can I like?
Right, third punch.
No.
Give me the bubble.
Right, not enough. Robbie, you lost.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the. I got kicked out of the vessel at the start.
Right, back to original.
Is it the same numbers? Alright.
Ah.
I expect you were gonna get the boss first justice if I'm knowing this. Oh, we still have a troll over here.
One singular throw.
And that's what you get, you little bitch.
It's not like the single troll's gonna be much.
It's gonna kill you.
Yeah, just wait until you're on no health and he sneaks up behind you and finishes you off.
Right, I've got the.
That's the funny thing, man.
Fucking die.
Oh Jesus, Jess. It's a bit brutal.
It's one thrall.
Right. Side one is going to be switching with just one hit.
Yay.
I can kill the throw if you bait him over here. Oh wait, no.
I can kill him in a second anyway.
Oh, sorry, big man.
Yeah, he's dead.
Balls.
Easy shit.
Which was not very easy to do.
For when it spawns in play.
Get the fuck away from
Jesus.
Right, everyone over to the final vessel when you
wait.
can. Still got the Ogre.
Good time.
You better fucking not.
Punch, just to clarify. But to be honest, we should be able to get him, so everyone get away.
I'll get seconds if we need it.
Yeah. Hey!
Man, imagine
hey,
that in a
good
second.
job, guys.
Nice, Ludo.
Oh. I got the shotgun again.
That's big.
16 stats. Careful of going too close to him because it will start. Right.
Here I go.
Right. So on this encounter, over that, we're gonna want our deep with Catalyst, then Zeno, then normal Whisper. That's gonna be the best options here. So make sure you put those on. You'll want on a close range weapon like a shotgun. Close range weapon.
So sorry, did you say shotgun?
Yeah,
Um,
Page.
what super
Yeah.
should I use?
So supers, what we're going to run is, because we have got multiple Titans and Warlocks, what we'll do is I'll be on Bubble, you can stay on whatever build you were using, Fade. We definitely...
Alright.
Ah. That times.
Alright. Yeah, Tom. That way I can get my gun on.
Wait, have you got
or
like,
Xenophage?
I've got.
Ah, okay, cool. Benny, do you have Oppressive Darkness?
it's like a
I have it
Top
on.
right, I believe.
Yeah.
Idiot, I think.
It's alright.
Just from Wanted and myself, I think we have enough debuffs.
Yeah, but my grenade will last forever, so it'll be fine.
Got a whisper.
Haven't used Whisper in a long time, it's gonna be fun.
Wait, Robbie, I know
Robbie, I
Yeah.
know asked this, but what is the
more ammo.
So,
rifle or is it
Sniper.
sniper or reserves?
Rifle, reserve.
Rifle.
but rifle reserves?
That's what
No,
I...
it's definitely rifle.
Yeah, I thought it was large arms at first, because rifle wasn't giving me anything, but large arms was, but now it's rifle for some reason. At 21 bullets. Wait, Jess, how many bullets do you have?
I have 18 at the
Oh, but you
minute.
don't have the...
But that's
things
because
on.
I haven't put any mods on.
Yeah, so 21 is the max, and that's with 2 rifle reserves. So it is rifle. That was weird, like, when we were doing Guardian Salvation, it was only, like when I said it last time, it was large arms giving it to me.
Alright, and then
I'll be back in a minute.
Alright.
yeah,
So it is right.
yeah, I believe so.
Just not it's cool. Alright.
We're just going to be explaining this one over. Now, just a pre-warning, this
because there's complicated mechanics, just because there's going to be a lot going on at all times, and it's going to be very, very
but if we can
fine, and we've done really well so far, so I have high hopes. Anyway, so when this encounter begins,
boss here on the sides, every side will have the boss to deal with.
best place to stand on your side is actually right up against the wall where the boss is. Now this is because he shoots out these homing solar projectiles at you, but because you're so close to him, he doesn't actually target you. So this is the best place to stand, right up against the wall. Now this means that the ads are actually going to spawn right straight on top of you, but this is also good too, because that means you can take care of them as soon as they spawn in. And that's a mentality that you always want to have in this encounter. Kill the ads as soon as you can. You have to do that, because the minute they start overrunning you is the minute you'll die, and then we're just going to have to wipe.
Now, when the encounter does start, will
Grab the buff for each team. Now this means we're going to that. Now when the encounter begins, there's going to be waves.
buff player fights, then on buff can shoot. Like, so just make sure you're helping out. Now the first thing that crystals. Now, Major Mike is very rash.
The first thing you're going to notice is that crystals are back.
This time, bubbles around every single.
However, there's only going to be one at once. One on one of the sides. So you just need to find
it. Now most of the void
is one spawn location that you have to look out for. So on every side between these two pillars, or the pillars over there on the step side, basically there'll be a floating one in midair. This just means that you and your teammate will need to jump into the bubble and shoot it at the same time. Now, this
so the best advice: arm down, stand together, and quick jump,
and then jump up and shoot it. Now, make sure that you don't jump too low. The best advice I can give is just jump as high as possible, and then on the way back down, shoot.
Don't jump high enough.
that means your jumps are now going to be off timed, and you go, it just causes much stress. All you got to do is just jump up as high as you can, shoot the crystal on the way back down, and it should destroy it if you're jumping at the same time together. Now, while I explain the next parts of this encounter, just try to imagine that throughout all of this, there's going to be crystals spawning in at the same time. That's what makes this encounter difficult, because there's always something going on. Now, on each side, the boss is going to summon in another deception for us to kill. Obviously, this time it's not that difficult like last time, but each side is... What's going to happen is the boss is going to summon the boss right here. There's going to be 5 rituals. And that's how you... Now, just a heads up. If your side isn't getting a deception, getting an open... deadly. Ogre and those... quick as you can. Shotgun, they don't forget about them. Otherwise they get... Now, with the deception, when you see it run away, stay there anymore. What needs to happen? You need to both time to stun him, and then now once done, the boss's right hand is going to glow green, and you just need to shoot his hand, and what it does is it stuns the boss, and he slams down with his sword, which instantly kills the deception. So you just need to make sure that you do that all quickly. Now, the sword that the boss slams down with only has a special radius where it actually kills it. So if you were to stun the boss where he spawns in, so if you stunned him as soon as he spawned in, the sword doesn't actually kill him. So the best advice I give is when you see the deception spawning in, just jump here, and what I usually do, standing between, and then you and your should be stunned. Boxes is the best place to kind of get him, but anywhere here to around all the way on this front area kills him. If you go below the steps on your sides, that's when he doesn't die. Just make sure he's in this upper area between the 2 boxes and you should be fine, but not close to the boss, otherwise that won't kill him. So just remember, make sure that when you see him spawn in, you back up, you get ready with your teammate to punch him at the same time, and when he's stunned, look for his left hand, and then careful, don't step down because it will knock you very hard. You very easily. So just be careful of that. Now, the last thing that I'm just going to explain before deep. How the buff, because you're after this time, every single. I like this encounter. Gives you the free on your side. So no matter what your team is going through, you can just switch whenever you feel like it or whenever's best for you. So I'm just going to quickly take you guys around the map to show you which vessel is what. So this vessel here is the Void Side vessel. So this is where Jess and Benny will be switching with each other. Over here is the Step Side vessel. So this is where me and Fade will be together. And over this way. Now, it's really important for something that I'm about to explain. Remember that when you both punch the deception, the boss releases buff. If I'm going to buff, I will need, and it's pretty. Make sure you're listening up. The way this works is pretty simple. The person who is going to get the buff back, and to keep it consistent, is always going to be myself, Jess, or Wanted. What we will do is we will call out and say, okay, I need the buff on Step Side. What that means is I'm going to go into the vessel, and obviously your teammate, you guys don't need to worry about actually getting in the vessel. Not getting the vessel. For example, if Fade's in there with me, we're both going to get the buff, and it creates an imbalance. So myself, Jess, and Wanted will go to our vessel. Out. What this is out to the rest of the team. And if you're a buff, so if I said I need buff, and Benny over, okay, I'll get it. And then what that does is, because I'm shooting it, vessel activates. Because I'm in it, I get the buff for free, and because Benny's not in it, he doesn't lose it. So it doesn't affect the person who's shooting. It just is a way to give the buff back out for free. Now, we need to make sure that if you're the buff player and you hear this call out, do not ignore it, because there are only going to be 2 buff players at once when that part happens. And let's say, for example, myself and Benny are the 2 buff players when Wanted calls out he needs the buff. And then Benny is busy doing his thing. He has to kill a crystal, so he can't do it. And then I'm ignorant and I ignore him. That means that Wanted isn't going to get his buff, which means he could then die because of a crystal or something else. So if you have the buff and all you've got to do is map, it's that simple, and it saves us a lot of the time. Please make sure you hear that call out. It's always great to, I'll give you the buff, just so that's the person. But it doesn't matter at the same time. Just make sure that myself, Jess and Wanted, we go in the vessel by ourselves, and the buff player shoots it from across the map. That's it. Don't overcomplicate. Very important. Now, once exceptions are killed, the final part of the encounter will begin, and this is the part just before DPS phase. What's going to happen is that every single boss, the 3 bosses, are going to raise both of his hands. They're going to glow green. All we need to do in our teams of 2 is just shoot them down, and then what it will do, and then we just shoot his forehead. Now, in this process, what it does is it reveals the true boss. So 2 of them will disappear, and 1 of them will remain, and that is the boss where we're doing DPS phase. And then as soon as we figure out what one we're going to, we'll put down a bubble, put down a well, get a tether off, and then we'll do some DPS phase on the boss's head. And that's the encounter. Now obviously I'm just going to quickly go over a few more important things, but the thing with this encounter always going to be switching. Sure you're listening out for that. Now one thing I just want to quickly go over is the buff one more time. Now, when me, Jess, and Wanted have the buff, we're going to be able to see the timer, obviously. So we can say, okay, you know, Fade, we're going to... Jess will say that. Wanted will say that for dogs. But when it's your guys' don't know what you're... It's really important initiative to say, okay, my buff's low, but we know. Die. Now, if you don't... seconds. Say that. Just say, okay, I've got 20 seconds on buff, and then that way your teammate can give you a say, saying something like, okay, we'll switch after these ads or after this crystal. But it's really important that if you're the buff player, you need to be calling out and taking the initiative to tell your teammate, because they can't see. They won't be able to say, let's switch, because they don't know what your timer is on. So just make sure you're helping them out there. Now, when there are crystals, just make sure that when you listen out for that call out and you hear there's a crystal on your side, go over to it and destroy it with your... Getting about that crystal. Go over with your team. Now, one little tip here. Interesting. Basically, the crystals always rotate around clock. When Void side gets their crystal, Depth side, they're going to get the crystal. And Dog side, they're getting their crystal fast, so they can relax. Great way to kind of doing so. If you ever get the please just make sure you go for the crystal first, because if you go for the deception and then you can't, pretty simple. The final thing is there'll be places in this where you have, I have said that in the there are 2. So when the bosses and thing, every single team needs to switch after that, because when you head over to the DPS phase lasts for a very long amount of time. So if you haven't switched before it, you're gonna die. So after you get the hands and you shoot them in the forehead, every team goes to switch. And then after the DPS phase, every team needs to switch again. It's pretty simple.
Alright.
Please just make sure that we all...
Do we all go to the same one? Or
No. Go
okay.
to one.
Yeah.
With our team. Now, the thing here is that kind of mechanic. Crystal, a deception, and then that's all the mechanic. I'm gonna give this is gonna be very try to keep what's necessary. I'm sure we'll be fine. Just the best tips I can give is keep control of the ads, keep an eye out for crystals, switch when you need to, and be careful with the deception, because if the deception kills you, it's very awkward, especially if it's a buff player, to then kill the deception, to then get the buff back again. So just be very careful. But I'd say let's just give this one a go so that we can get some practice in, and once we give it a few goes, you'll understand the general kind of rotation of how this encounter works. But best of luck. It is quite complicated. I'd say this is one of the hardest encounters in Destiny. But I'm sure we'll be. So me just wanted to grab the buff here. I'd say we're careful, stand over there or something just in case. And yeah, we should be good if everyone gets to their original sides. So remember, we're going to be going up against where the boss is, just so that we're safe. Here we go. Right, that's Crystal and Dogs, there you go.
Guardian down.
What? Okay.
Yeah, let's not. Let's get the okay, I didn't know it was coming in that
Yeah, let's switch back.
Alright.
Let's get the acolyte.
switch.
Run.
We're going to be getting on. There's one.
We've got deception.
Okay, we've got Ogre coming
Ogre.
through.
Right.
Yeah, let's
Towards
go.
where I am.
Let's go switch back.
That's my Ogre, your
Punch him.
first roll.
Punch him.
First roll.
Switch.
There you
Hey, get crystal.
go. Fade, what's your timer?
Awesome.
Hey, 3, 2, 1, jump.
Okay, right, let's switch.
I'm gonna need a buff.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, okay.
No, no,
from
Benny,
me,
Benny,
yeah.
get out.
Oh,
There you go, Jess.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's an ogre. That's your ogre spec.
Alright.
You can try and deal with it.
should have gone.
Crystal
got
on
him.
Void side.
That is our crystal.
Right, Fade, I
Looks
believe
like
we're
you've
getting
got
on the
section,
section.
right?
Yep, okay.
Here, let's go switch back.
Alright.
I'm gonna get these first roll down.
Hey,
Right, going for the punch. Nice, right, there we go. So shoot his green hand. Oh, it's not green at the moment.
Let's
Oh.
switch.
Buffy step, super
Here.
important.
Spec,
got you,
spec,
got
shoot.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, nice. Here's a 9 here, spec.
Got it.
Taking hits.
Okay, we've got a deception. Here, get those
Sorry,
crystals.
Oh, the boss is
Okay.
unstunned. Okay, I just
Shoot
need
the
to
boss.
bait him.
Or punch him.
I got it.
Nice. He's too far. He's too far. We pull him up. I need buff on
Yeah.
dogs. Buff on dogs are urgent. Okay, get that crystal.
20 seconds.
You were,
We
both,
both
you were,
left, we
you were
both
both in it.
switch.
You were both in it. Yeah, so just let's take stock there. Basically, when my but that only us three are going to be in it, because what happened there is basically accidentally the crystal spawned in, and then
Yeah.
so like I said, one little tiny mistake is all it takes really. But with the deception, one thing I didn't mention, which actually happened with me and Fade, is that if you don't kill the deception when he's stunned, he actually unstuns and starts running around again. But you can't stun him again, so you just have to bait him around and try to get the slam off. So, just basically, the best advice here is that don't let that happen. Unfortunately for me and Fade, is that a crystal spawned in at the same time, which was a little bit awkward for us. But we just gotta keep an eye out there and be careful.
The same thing happened to us. We
Oh, yeah?
had him on steps. Like he got pushed. So
Well, our team's just so good that we got it while he was stunned.
yeah. And also I thought Spec got out of it in time, out of the curse in time.
Yeah, it's all good. Right, get back to original sides. We're gonna send another go.
That was an experience.
Yeah.
Best raid ever.
That's not crystal.
Well, you can one phase in with like certain methods, but it's really difficult to do that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's switch back.
Right.
Let's switch.
What's the first crystal?
Void.
Void.
Void. Okay, we got step crystal, and then we'll switch straight away.
I'm in.
Right, first deception / ogres will be spawning
Ah
in
yes,
soon.
big deception time. And then here's our crystal. Get the crystal first.
Ah.
Back. Okay. Punch it. Perfect. Shoot the hand. And I need buff on dogs.
Buff on dogs.
Switch.
No, Spec, you get out.
That's
Oh.
our crystal as well. Oh, it's the awkward one. Yeah.
There you go.
Just
Right, Faye,
Right.
what's your time?
3, 2, 1.
oh, he's doing that.
Oh, whoa. That's sure I got.
Right, we also have deception.
Like I said, nice.
Bro, stop defending my shots. Right, it's fine. Right, game up to me.
Okay, we'll Spec, we'll switch after this.
Alright.
I'm just gonna.
Why they took so long to spawn.
I can give buff just when you need it.
Yeah, buff void.
Crystal. That crystal.
Yeah, watch
Okay, Spec, get ready to shoot this vessel.
Hand. He's not doing it just yet. Right, there we go. Shoot the hand when it goes green.
Crystal.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool, thank you. Nice. And there we go. That's all 3 deceptions down, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I got 20
So-
seconds on
I'll
that
get-
thing.
Let's
Give
switch
time,
now.
give time, you're fine.
Switch now.
I've got the
I've
left
got
hand.
I've got right hand Spec.
Alright.
There's a crystal that's spawned in somewhere, so make sure you guys get that after you
That's-
send
I've
the
got
boss.
left hand.
That's steps.
A step side crystal, yep. Right, shoot his head, and then we're going to go for the step side crystal.
Okay, let's go switch back quick.
Alright.
We've got to switch again.
Nice, right, switch.
it.
I've got first header.
Right, where's the boss? Over there. Okay, I'll get first bubble, Jess, you get well. Robbie, you get first tether, okay?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, you.
Shoot.
Alright.
That
switch.
is one full run of the encounter.
Heavy ammo. Oh, I forgot to change the
Soul
scavenger.
crystal. Oh yeah.
First crystal. Wait.
Jess? Alright.
What?
Alright, we've got Crystal here.
No, that I'm just not rushing. Let's switch back.
Yeah, I chose not to answer you, Robbie. Yeah, let's switch.
Crystal.
Right, the first Deception and Ogres will be spawning in, so keep an eye out for that, guys.
Not us.
My Ogre.
That's your ogre.
First roll.
Didn't expect.
We've got deception.
Sounds about right.
That's our crystal as well. Right, get crystal first. 3, 2, 1.
Let's switch back.
Punch him. Show me your hand. Yeah. Right, yeah, I need buff forward.
We've got no, that's drugs.
Oh no, I kept my buff. We need to switch. We need to switch. Really, really quick. We need to switch. Really, really
But that it sounded like
Shit, I didn't even notice.
It sounded like a dog. Son. Okay, here's our thing, our crystal stuff. Yeah, spec shoot that. And then we switch. Then we get deception. Actually, get deception, then I'll grab buff.
Alright.
Watch him. Buff on dogs, shoot the hand.
Yeah, let's switch.
No, spec you out, spec you out. Just shoot the hand. Yep. Nice. All
Alright,
sections
we got
down.
deception.
Ready for hands.
Hands are ready.
Should be all sections.
Alright, there we go. Alright. I've got
Yep.
left hand.
I'll get left.
I've got right.
Alright.
Head. Right, we've got Crystal behind us.
Switch.
It's a
Dog side,
jumpy one.
let's switch.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Spec switch.
Nice, and we need to switch.
I'll get first tether.
Careful of the bubble.
I'll be a bit late.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine.
Get the hands.
First tether. Let's do this.
Now it's right.
Right, stop shooting. Right, second tether.
Alright.
Right, stop shooting. Right, now, okay, right, everyone's good.
Time for another round.
Alright, man.
A bit more heavy. What is I'm ready for this?
Right, that's a void side crystal.
That's our crystal.
Where's my knife?
Back.
Put that.
Let's switch spec.
Alright.
Let's switch.
Yeah. Okay, right, switch.
Ah, beautiful. Hive Armaments is such a great perk. Our crystal spec.
So keep an eye out for that, guys. Right, our deception spot.
Okay, let's switch spec.
Yeah, you just run away. You run away for now, regen. Let me know when you're available to
I think
punch.
that's
Void
ours.
crystal.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
Oh, it's a fucking stupid one again. 3, 2, 1.
I need to
Just when you can, guys.
Yeah. Get it.
Oh, that's your boom.
Wait, second.
Alright, we got a crystal at the back of steps.
Pull him out a bit and then we shoot him. Punch him. Nice.
No, he didn't.
Buff on.
It's fine.
Buff on.
Yep, buffing.
Got you.
You. Oh, nearly dead. Jesus. I didn't get his hand down. It's fine. It's fine. Shoot his hand. Dog's crystal and back.
Let's switch.
Tambourine drums. Oh no, we still have one more.
Right, we have deception, but we've got crystal coming in like 1 second, so we're gonna wait.
Let's switch back.
Right, crystal. And deception.
Nice. Cool. I'm coming.
I don't have a res.
Get ready to run, Benny.
What's your timer on fade? Alright, we've got crystal and then we'll switch.
I need a buff for
3,
void.
2, 1, jump.
Stack, how long do you?
Alright, let's switch.
Buff
I
and
can
void.
buff in a sec.
Okay, it's hands.
Alright, buffing.
Here, get hand stack. That's it, let's switch. Oh, crystal. Crystal spec now, switch. Dog
Switch.
side. Spec, you're gonna live.
Yeah. Alright, let's finish him. I've got bubble coming.
So you're ready to come out. I've got first deader again. Good push. Spicy. Jesus. I had to go 3 times.
Nice. Alright, good luck on Taraba.
Wait, is this bubble like in midair?
Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh!
Oh my god, I got Taraba again.
Both used it.
Oh,
Two Tarabas are wrong people.
Man, it isn't.
Oh, 10 out of 10. Would rate
Did
again.
really well there. What was that second try on the boss fight and first try everything else? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually. Oh yeah, and do you know during the boss fight, Jess, I noticed you were getting a lot of mid-air crystals,
yeah.
and then my side I didn't get a single one. Yeah, we got one on the first attempt,
Yeah,
and then we
we
didn't get
only
another.
got one.
Oh, it's the best SMG, is it proper?
You're
Watch
gonna
this.
delete it.
Yeah, I'm deleting it.
We already have like 20 of them already, don't you?
20.
No, that was my
Is that just
second
on
one.
No.
Words.
Jesus, Jess. Oh, you dropped mine. Okay. I was wondering why you had max reload.
What?
I was wondering why you had max reload on the auto rifle, but just because you've dropped my gun. Better brag than no one got
Fuck you,
Taraba.
that auto rifle is fantastic.
Yeah, it is, but like drop mag's pretty trash.
Oh fuck, it does have drop mag on it. Oh, I need to change that.
The other one's
I
extended.
got honors edge.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So,
That sword. Yeah, I guess I think you got a bit unlucky with your mag choice, like extended mag or drop mag. Two the like, worst.
Mm.
Off. 10 out of 10 spite is spelling
Oh, for
marker.
fuck's sake, go away.
Oh my god, you're actually shit at typing.
What the hell?
I don't feel well.
Man put a fucking symbol in prophecy.
It's a big C. It's a strongly. Oh god, I don't even know what's wrong with this.
One
How
hour
did you
20.
do that? Imagine accidentally pressing the symbol
Oh,
button.
is it?
Ooh, level 9. Let's go, lads. PC cool kids. Wow. Well, I'm gonna go back to Division, so long, fools.
Are you actually?
Yeah,
Imagine actually playing Division.
Wow, look at the amount of look at the amount of shit that we give Robin.
I know.
When you whisper to the void, does it whisper back?
At times.
Hi there.
I do.
Now, ready.
Quite far up the list, you should be able to get another one if you need it, okay?
What we've got for each other.
Yeah, I hope
We run in prophecy with Tom.
Easy. Yeah, we are.
Come to
Right,
prop
see ya.
suit me. I'll
See
That's
ya.
why
Yeah.
you struggle
Thank you.
to pro.